Hi, I'm Gary Potts. These are my speaking notes. Today I'll be speaking to you about Haiti. Deumon Gaimon, meaning translated behind mountains, more mountains. These ideas express the humility, perseverance, and challenge of the people of Haiti, reminding them that behind every problem there are more problems. It's both rhetoric and literal in nature. The Encyclopedia Britannica states that Haiti, translated, literally means land of mountains, and it is one of the most mountainous islands in the Caribbean. It's also figurative because Haiti has known only struggle since its beginnings, and it reflects the perseverance of the Haitian people. As part of Operation Uphold Democracy, I was assigned to Haiti and I walked the streets of Haiti. I knew the people. And since I came back, I've made it a point to study the history and culture of the Haitian people because they're so inspiring. So to understand the people of Haiti, you have to first understand history. Haiti has a critical role in the development of the Western Hemisphere. It was one of the first islands discovered by Columbus when he made his first voyage. The first settlement in the Caribbean and the Western Hemisphere was in Haiti. And they used that settlement to colonize and to explore the rest of the Western Hemisphere. By the 1700s, the colony in Haiti was one of the richest colonies in the New World, and it maintained the largest slave population anywhere in the Western Hemisphere. Had over 500,000 slaves populated in this colony. By 1804, those slaves revolted. They killed almost all of the white people on the island, and they overthrew the government. And at that point, they became one of the first black independent nation states and the only independent nation to ever be governed by former slaves. And this is true to today. They're still the only nation governed by former slaves. Once they had their independence, they had to pay huge reparations to France. It brought billions of dollars in today's money. Over the next 100 years, their national bank had been plundered by Britain, France, Germany, and America multiple times. These atrocities, these extortions, are something that Haiti has never recovered from since then, and it is currently one of the poorest countries in the Western Hemisphere. After that, their independence, Haiti would know decades of corruption and oppression from their own government. In that time frame of about 150 years, there were 25 changes in governments, almost all of which were a result of a coup, overthrow, and violent murders of thousands of people. In addition, the country was occupied by the United States on 2 different occasions, and the United States oppressed the nation of Haiti as well. The governors of Haiti often used death squads to maintain control. And in the late 1900s, a mass exodus of all the intellectuals in the country occurred. And this brain drain, as it was called, resulted in no one being smart enough in the country to solve the nation's problems and rebuild the economy. So today, Haiti is one of the most impoverished, disease-ridden, and destitute nations in the world. It's continually destabilized, and it's only gotten worse. On average, the encyclopedia states that Haitians live on less than $2 a day. Life expectancy is one of the worst in the world. 1/3 of the population is under the age of 15, and 18% only are above 45. This is due to infections, diseases, and malnutrition. The scarcity of food in the country is so bad that people are eating what they call bonbonne, which are literally mud cakes. This is dirt combined with salt and fat, and they're left in the sun to bake, and that's what they eat. So despite these horrific conditions, Haiti maintains their pride and a great appreciation of the joy that they can find within the moments of life. Education, while compulsory in Haiti, really is only available to the elite through the church or through private institutions. The Haiti Country Review, published by Country Watch, states that over 60% of the population is completely illiterate and has never had any type of formal education. Now, Michael Dash discusses marriage and child rearing in his book, Culture and Customs of Haiti, and he states that one of the many joys experienced in Haiti is that of marriage. Almost 2/3 of the marriages on the island are common law, and there are very few actual weddings. To marry a woman, a man simply has to build a home for a woman after she has born his first child. He can do this as many times as he would like with as many women, as long as he has the land to support it. This tradition leads to extremely complex extended families and a very, very close-knit social network. Now, the greatest joy that the Haitians experience, especially as a married couple, are being parents. Children that they bring up are often indulged for the first 6 years, but after that, they're expected to contribute to the family. Because children are such a source of immense joy for the Haitians, it's not uncommon for families to have as many as 10 to 15 children in their family. And parents have even known to starve themselves to death in order to take care of their children. So I know that I've paint a very bleak picture of Haiti today. Despite the horrific atrocities that the Haitians have endured, at heart they remain a very joyous people. And I remember when I walked in the streets of Haiti, everyone smiled at me. The streets were filled with the laughter of children, and I was constantly reminded that regardless of all those obstacles, the pain, the suffering, the disasters, Haitian people remain a free spirit in their heart. And it's in this perseverance and in this humility that I realize that Haiti will be okay. So, Deyuman game on. Behind mountains, more mountains. And for the Haitian people, these are more than just words. They're a way of life. Thank you.